Hello, I'm making another video here on basically what life is like for a Muslim compared to a non-Muslim when it comes to the topic of success. And I suppose what I want to really stress here is that living a life in adherence with Islam is one of, for me, the best ways to achieve success in so many different ways. And I guess I want to talk about this topic because I've found it to be true that since practicing Islam, I've found so much more success in my affairs compared to before. And the main thing is when you're not practicing a religion, um, you don't really have much to aim for. But as soon as you start adding discipline and routine and things like that into your life, um, it just becomes so much easier to know where you're going. And this is a really good thing for me since I've started practicing Islam, and it's something that I want to talk about. So basically, I've got 5 topics. I'm going to talk about discipline, goals, character, responsibility, and morality. And the first thing is, and this is the main thing when anyone comes to Islam, they learn that it's part of our deen. We pray 5 times a day, and I mean the benefits of this are obvious, but for me, I just want to put this into words. Really, is when you go from basically just living your life as if you've got all the time in the world to do whatever you want to do. You're not accountable to anything, to anyone, really. And then you add this this prayer into your routine. It's kind of like basically setting up the foundations for a very very disciplined life. And I guess for me, I find the routine behind praying at these set times every day very probably like the key foundation to a successful life. I mean, I probably before I came to Islam, I would have been a late riser. I would have got woken up at any odd hour of the day. I might have stayed up late till 1 or 2 o'clock in the evening. Whether this is a characteristic of any other people out there, whether you're old or young, or I don't know if that's how some people live their lives. I don't know. I've not really been in this routine for a long time, but having this order to your life and this discipline, saying, look, at these 5 times every day, I'm going to pray or just do something that's going to hone my discipline. Is like the key to I don't know the word success, or very strong discipline. So that's one of the things about discipline, or about the 5 prayers that I want to talk about. And the other thing is when we practice Islam and we do it properly, we stay away from a lot of things that are very very easy to do when you don't have a religion telling you that we shouldn't do these things. So alcohol, drugs, zina, all these things. When you are serious about your faith, and you stay away from these kinds of things, it's almost as though um, you yeah you you live a more successful life. You don't seek after the things of this world so much, and um, it's just a better it's just a good way to be. I yeah I find having the guidance that basically tells us, look, this is the way to success, this is the way to hell, so to speak. This is probably it's like the easy way to say, um, here's the keys to a good life, right? So that's probably where I feel like a lot of success in being a Muslim compared to being a non-Muslim, whatever word you want to use. And the second topic about being a Muslim compared to beforehand is the fact that we have this goal. Every Muslim, we want to go to Jannah, right? So if we have this goal in our foresight with every single act that we do, it's almost as though to say nothing is good enough in this life except the assurance of an afterlife. And it kind of sets the bar so high that we want to do our best in every single thing, and the world of this life will never really amount to anything that we can have in the next life. So having this goal is like a point of differentiation between us and or between a Muslim and someone who maybe doesn't believe in God or whatever. We really, really want to do our best, and we have this beautiful goal that we're all aiming for. So that I feel is something that's helped me to live a life that is a lot more successful in many, many ways. And another thing to do with goals is having a standard of what is right. And when I say right, I don't mean right and wrong. I mean right as in what is proper, what is normal, what is expected of the rights of a human being. So when the human, if we're living in a state of oppression, if we're living in a state of unhappiness, we know that there's a life that we should have. There's rights to a human being. There's certain standards that being a creature of Allah, we are kind of allowed. And when we know that we've kind of been created as like, I don't know the right word for it, but kind of we've been given a certain degree of status in this world. We want to live better lives. So I guess that's what I have to say about that. And the last thing to do with goals is that we, or me, as a practicing Muslim, is that we were basically having this criteria of right, wrong, whatever, is that we can delay our desires, our wants unto a later time. And it's probably the best thing because I think so much trouble, so much worries, so much bad in this world happens because we want what we want straight away. And we're taught, I don't know if this is mentioned specifically in the Quran, but we're taught to always have patience, and we're also taught to have gratitude. So when things go our way, we have gratitude. When things are not the way we'd like them to be, we have patience. And even when things aren't the way that we'd like them to be, we also should have gratitude as well. So this has been a big thing for me. Uh, Basically, putting off the present for the sake of the future. It's obvious, and I know if you go online, people always talk about these dopamine detoxes and things like that. I'm not for that. I believe dopamine's a good chemical, but delaying present desires for a future reward is probably the most rock solid concept you can get in your head if you want to be successful. So that's the second thing. The third thing is Islam refines a person's character, and I think what I see in people, or in humanity, is that the people with the best character, even if they're non-Muslims, the people with the best character are always going to be the ones who have positions of authority. They're going to be the people who have the most wealth. They're going to be the people who have the most success. And I believe part of this is that, or part of the reason why Islam helps to create a successful person by refining their character, is it gives you a very, very clear voice of reason. So basically, when you stand for what is right, when you speak for what is right, when you, in the words of our religion, when you enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong, it's almost as though you become it's a hallmark of character. So that's one of the things why I believe that having Islam in your life makes you a successful person. And the other thing is it makes you principled. So when you want to be in a position where you are given authority or responsibility, whatever, being principled is probably the most important thing. So whether you're entrusted with a whole lot of money or with people's rights, if you are a principled person, if you have like a criterion that you judge yes, no, good, bad, all that, halal, haram. If you have this ability to judge in this sense, it's as though these opportunities are basically so much easier to command, to facilitate. So that's the first three things, and the last two things I am going to touch on. They're probably not as clear, but the reason why I believe that being a Muslim makes you more inclined to having a successful life is that it gives you a responsibility. And I can't share any specific teachings on this. I was going to, but basically when you have the responsibility of upholding the Quran, when you have the responsibility of doing what's right, not doing what's wrong, all of this this responsibility of being like a servant of God, basically. I think that's what elevates your status. It makes you so much more capable, so much more strong, disciplined. It makes you the kind of person that is going to attract or is going to gravitate towards success, essentially. And the last point I have is morality. So why Islam makes you a successful person? It gives you this incredible sense of good and bad. And what I've put down here is that it gives you a noble vision. So basically, when you know with perfect understanding what is the best vision for people or for your fellow brother, your fellow neighbor, your fellow man, however you want to put it. I think you just it gives you just it kind of makes you better able to make the kinds of decisions. It's kind of a similar point to the last point, having a responsibility to do what's right, to not do what's wrong. I guess the difference between this is the main point of this video, between being a Muslim and not, whatever, having this idea, this sense of morality, it kind of keeps you away from kind of the status quo, the way you see things going on the internet and pop culture, in the news, whatever, however you want to look at things. And it makes you want to succeed. It literally implants the desire to want to be a successful person, as opposed to wanting to just sit around all day smoking cigarettes and whatever else people do. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. And if that resonated with anyone, if that makes sense, I know I might have started a bit there, but I just wanted to share this because what I found in my life, and this is part of my I guess I'm just trying to talk about my journey through Islam, is that upon coming to becoming a Muslim, I went from not having a job, just wasting time all day, being a bit of a leech, I guess, to being more capable, more upright, and probably about 1,000 times more responsible. I wouldn't have known how to do a thing for others, for my family. And now it's like it's my duty to help them. It's my duty to help my friends, my associates, and yeah, without Islam, these things, they are so hard. Maybe it's possible to have success, but there's always a drawback. There's always something that you have to grapple with. But having a sense of you know of like the things that I put down here, having a sense of a goal such as paradise, a discipline such as prayer, and having a refined character, having a sense of responsibility and morality, you just naturally become better, and it's good. So this resonates with anyone. I hope it does. And yeah, thanks.